we already saw that it was rumored that Warner Brothers and Adam Wingard were interested in doing a Son of Kong movie as a sequel to Godzilla versus Kong, which we already
Yes.
expressed our opinion. That I think that sounds like dog crap. I mean, like, there's
Sounds like
no.
yeah.
That is not. I mean, like, cool, but I don't think that's a worthy follow up to arguably the biggest in the franchise. You know what I
No,
mean?
not at all. Not at all. It sounds like
That's
a really
like
bad plan.
that's like following up Endgame with like Thor: The Dark World. Like, that's just not, like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I thought the same thing with Far From Home. I
Okay,
remember
yeah, but
I
I
was
don't
like,
think that was quite as severe, though. I don't think that would be quite as severe as this. This is pretty bad if they
okay,
really go in this direction.
that is true. I do not want to see a
So,
Son of Kong.
but the question that has come up is, could Son of Kong be a prequel to the Monsterverse rather than a sequel? I have problems with this. I'm curious to see if we kind of agree on the same things. So the train of thought is that, could the King Kong that we know, the Kong that was kind of a kid in Skull Island, the Kong that just fought Godzilla in Godzilla versus Kong, could he be Son of Kong? The Kong that we know, is he the son of King Kong? And that's kind of the question. That's the idea, is, could Son of Kong be a prequel to everything that we've seen so far? My answer is hell to the no. It is. Okay, so I think the current train of thought, if this is true for Warner Brothers, for Adam Wingard, is that this leaves you room for a sequel to, not only a prequel to Godzilla versus Kong into the Monsterverse, but I believe it would also leave room for a King Kong OG remake. Same way that Peter Jackson remade it in 2005. Now, here's my biggest thing with that. We've gone through 4 movies now about Monarch and about humans finding out about the Titans and all of these things. If a giant gorilla was found on an island and humans took that gorilla to New York City and he climbed up the Empire State Building and was shot down by military planes, I feel like we would have heard about that by now. That would not have been left out. Like, that would be information that we know. That wouldn't make any sense. Would you agree?
But I feel like your distraught comes from your thinking of they're gonna copy it verbatim of the OG Kong, which,
well,
obviously that's not the case, because if you look at legendaries now, they've taken the like the original story of like most of the Godzilla arcs and did some liberties of it on their own. So
right.
take for instance Sarazawa's story in Legendary and Toho's are completely different.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
they are.
I'm fine with that. Like, I am perfectly fine with them. Like, I'm okay that we didn't get the OG Kong story, but I think they've paved that road already. I think they've already gone in a direction where they're doing their own take on these monsters and their origin stories. I don't want to go back and try to rewrite and just drop in the OG Carl Denham. They go to film the movie and blah, 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 and whatever else happens, and they find Kong on the island. I don't want to do that, because I
I
feel
don't think
like
that would
it just
work.
wouldn't fit. It wouldn't make sense chronologically. It wouldn't fit. It would kind of feel out of place. And I mean, even look at the OG Godzilla movie. They thought he was the only Titan, and then the Mutos came and they realized, oh shit, he's not the only Titan. And then at the end of King of the Monsters, they really realized that they weren't the only Titans. So yeah, I don't know. I think we would have known about King Kong, like the real King Kong prior
Mhm.
to that, because that would have been something that people remembered.
Yeah.
It's not like they just found him on Skull Island and they kept it a secret for all those years. I mean, if they really went with the New York story and they brought him to New York and he climbed the Empire State Building and fought the planes and they did all of that stuff, I mean, like that would be something Monarch would know. Like I feel like that would be at like the top of Monarch's radar. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
the other thing that kind of bothers me, really, there's two things. Is I feel like it cheapens the Kong that we know now. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
his storyline, everything we've seen about this Kong, from him growing up from the time between Skull Island and Godzilla versus Kong, everything we've seen about him with Middle Earth, or Hollow Earth, excuse me, in Godzilla versus Kong. And then the other thing that bothered me is, they went on and on about this war between Godzilla's race and Kong's race. And we have the axe, and we saw all of the bones on in Hollow Earth and things like that. Again, I feel like it wouldn't fit. And I mean, I could be wrong, but I've seen this theory floated around quite a few places on the internet. So I don't know. I wanted to bring it up because I wanted to get your thoughts on that too. I don't think that Son of Kong is the direction they need to go. I really don't.
I don't. Yeah, same.
I don't think it
I don't
makes
think so either. Because
it.
Skull Island was pretty much the introduction. That was their history. That was their like introduction to Kong. And I don't think they would do another. I don't think they would pull another Skull Island, because I may be wrong, but I have this thought that I think Toho owns the rights to Kong, but Warner Bros. And Legendary owns the rights to King Kong. I think that's why they never.
Yes,
I
that's
think
why.
that's why they
Yeah,
never for like intentionally
yeah,
named him King Kong. It's
that it
because he
is.
kind of can't, because it's like a,
It's a rights issue. Yeah.
yeah, it's a rights issue, and I could be wrong, but I
I
think that's probably the
believe
case.
I believe Universal owns Kong. I don't owns King Kong, because Universal distributed Peter Jackson's King Kong. And I mean, I don't know, that those rights could have transitioned somewhere between 2005 and 2 years ago when they started
Yeah,
making Godzilla versus Kong. I mean, I don't know. Um, but yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. I think it
it
cheapens the
cheapens the
Monsterverse. It,
franchise.
it
It cheapens
cheapens
it.
it
Yeah.
because it's like, if they really go this route and they really go the OG Kong route, and the Kong that we know is really the son of like the real King Kong, I
Hmm.
feel like that kind of like you're backtracking, like you're trying to fill in gaps that don't need to be filled in. Like you're changing the narrative of what you've already told at that point, and it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
it
I
just
don't think these plans that Legendary and Warner Bros. Are doing right now with the Monsterverse franchise, I don't see that as a good
I don't
um
either.
decision. But then again, each what's it called? Each franchise that Godzilla's been in, there's been some questionable movies, obviously.
Oh,
So I mean,
absolutely.
it's just gonna be one of those things.
Yeah, I mean there
Uh,
were for Kong too, and they may not even do this. Like
yeah,
they might be looking at everybody who's like they're doing Son of Kong and just like be like, you guys are fucking stupid. Like you have no idea what's going
yeah,
on.
yeah,
So I
exactly.
don't know. I think if they do go in that direction, um, I don't think that I don't think it's the right move. I want them to continue it. Like I really do. Restore the Monsterverse. I want them to go, let's get Mecha Ghidorah in there. Let's get
Mhm.
Destroya in there. Let's get wild. Let's get sexual.
Oh my
But
god.
but let's not go too wild. Let's not go. We need more like fancy dinner night, and we need less like strippers and cocaine,
Dang. Okay. Bold
right?
statement. Yeah. So
Speaking